So, this journey to mindfulness or journey to real self is not a journey in time and space. It is not a journey in time that tomorrow it will happen. I will reach to the highest state of mindfulness. We should know that we are learning the two opposite approaches. One approach, without practice, you will not succeed. That is one approach. And the second approach is that practice means you are doing something in time and space, and the real self is beyond time and space. So, why our masters contradict themselves? No, they are not contradicting. It is all about what level of a seeker we are. The mind is totally obsessed with doing something without understanding, or maybe 50% understanding. Then we have to intensively follow the path in time and the space. We have to do the practice. That is what we have been doing on Mondays and Thursdays. But when we are the highest level of a seeker, it is only the knowledge that it is only the knowledge that takes us to that level. And that is what we are understanding. So, what we are saying that the journey to the real self is not a journey in time and space. It is the real self is here and now. Only two possibilities. I know it, I don't know it. So I don't know it, I'm in ignorance. I know it, I'm there. Time and the space. That is where the mind comes in. And the mindfulness is beyond timeless. It is timeless and it is the spaceless. That's good. So once we are 100% clear that this journey of the mindfulness is cannot take place in time and space, we are the highest level of a seeker. We live in extraordinary awareness. And when we live into that awareness, we understand that time is subjective and the space is objective. They both are the creation by the mind. Time is one, but the mind divides the time. I'm coming to the metaphor. I'm using another couple of more examples to understand that metaphor according to the master so that we can progress further. So, time is one. We divide into, mind divides into past, present, and the future. And then the mind starts living in ignorance. The space is one. Mind divides that space into my house, your body, my body, highways, then gender, then nationality. They all belong to the division by the mind in ignorance. But when I see the time is one, when I see the space is one, that is what is the canvas is. That is what the canvas is. And so, what is the past, present, and the future? My house, your house? That is a painting on the canvas. I'm trying to just use those other similes to make you. Canvas is real time. It is one. Canvas is only one space continuing. Painting changes. Today I am living with this body. Tomorrow I will not. But the canvas, but timelessness existence and the spacelessness existence will continue to be there all the time. I believe you're getting it. And if you're not getting, leave, learn, follow the previous sessions, understand it. So, how the mind knows? Mind, if it knows in ignorance, then we know the painting. Do you still understand that we talked about the four stages of manifestation? So, when mind knows that you are different from me, I am separate from you, there are millions of objects, it is nothing but the painting. I know the surface, I don't know the depth, I don't know that existence. Take one example. Mind is attracted by the painting. For example, I'm attracted to someone, maybe you. So I see you. Attraction means emotional dependence. Then I approach you and say you that I love you. Now you also reciprocate. Then you are fiancé to me. And this is what the painting is. From where the idea of attraction came to my mind? Now ask yourself. It has come from the sketch. What is that sketching? The conception in my mind. Oh, you are so attractive. You are so lovely. So I am attracted to you. So I express that I love you. Conception. First, from outside to inside, we are going. So now ask, why the hell I love you? Why I don't love others? Because it is because of the likes and dislikes, because of the attraction. So from where the idea of attraction came, it was conceived in the mind. But then we ask the question, why the hell I love you? It is much deeper than the mind. It is much deeper than the mind. That is the causal stage. See that. It is happening all the time in our life. You stick to the painting, the surface level, you have an emotional dependence. Emotional dependence causes the ignorance, and the ignorance ultimately will cause the suffering. So it starts the journey fiancé, soulmate, soulmate, married, single, divorce, etc. It happens with every activity in our life. That needs to be, I should be aware of the entire process. And then what happens? We forget or we remain ignorant about the existence. So we continue to live on the surface. Then we say there are problems in problems. Yesterday I was giving a lesson. Yeah, I will use a different time. Use the simile of a gold. The purest gold is 24 karat. Purest gold. And that purest, the gold is, if it is 24 karat, it is always soft and gentle. You cannot convert that into a ring, necklace, bracelet. So that is why there is a mixture. So any creation, any manifestation is a mixture. Are you getting it? We cannot create ring, necklace and the bracelet if the gold is 24 carat. It is 100% pure like a dove. You cannot make it stiff. You cannot convert that into a shape. The moment the gold manifests as a ring bracelet, the moment the consciousness manifests, now I'm using the simile. The moment the consciousness manifests, it has to be in ignorance, it has to be in mixture. What is that mixture? Which is the impurity of the mind. I have to start thinking in terms of the time and space. And the moment I start thinking in terms of the time and the space, the manifestation begins. We are not creating. Consciousness does not create anything. There is only a manifestation. What we are searching, only the gold. But my mind looks at the shape. So that gold is hidden. I say it is a ring, it is a bracelet, it is David, it is Girish, it is Stephen. We fail to see the real self. But it is here and now. It is here and now. The water is everywhere, but I see the waves. You see that gold in its purest state remain as it is. It cannot be converted into different shape in the time. The same way, the consciousness within us is beyond the time and space. There is no manifestation. So when there is no manifestation, there is no time in the space. When there is no time in the space, there is no shape and the name. When there is no name and the shape, Buddha says it is emptiness. Buddha says that state is emptiness. That state is nothingness. So, what Buddha says, negate the world outside the four states, the name and the form. Why? The world is suffering. Why the world is suffering? Because it is duality is there. So, the moment I see that you are separate and different from me, mind talks of time and the space, and then there are divisions. When there are divisions, then there is a duality, delusion, ignorance that causes the suffering. But who is responsible? I'm responsible. My mind. My mind. Look at it again. Water everywhere, but I see the waves only. One space is everywhere, but I see your home, my street, my highways. But without space, they cannot exist. Without consciousness, they do not exist. That is the fourth stage of the painting. In the morning, I was thinking that I am 64. Okay, means my body is 64. Let us analyze it. So is protein, carbohydrate, minerals are 64 in this body? Ask yourself. Fact. Okay, this protein is 64. What a joke we do every day with ourselves. Have you seen that? So it flashed into my mind. And so I started smiling. Oh my goodness. How can I claim? This is how the ignorance takes over. So if the body is 64, I have divided with reference to the false notion that this is my date of birth. But I existed because before the date of the birth in the womb of a mother for 9 months. But for the mere sake of convenience, if you are flying, they want to see your ID, so the date of birth is written. That is okay. For transactional reality, it is okay. We need not to oppose it. But I have to live with the reality. Love in the knowledge is what Eastern wisdom is suffering, is searching. Love and the knowledge are beyond any cause and effect relationship. If you find a cause of love with anyone, it is perfectly an attachment, it is an emotional dependence, it is delusion, it is craziness, and everything is the fourth stage. It is all about the painting. Can I see you with the same real self within and the real self in you? Seeing, knowing, being aware is all we need. Attachment, in case of what we call the emotional dependence, the impure love, it is 18 karat gold. So it is a mixture. One day, that delusion will come on the surface. So soulmate become a soulmate. Soulmate become a sorry. Oh, I put the phone there. So love and the knowledge are freedom. And that love and knowledge is pure consciousness. Love for the sake of love, knowledge for the sake of knowledge. I'm trying to approach that. Now, see another part. We miss this part. The knowledge of the Brandy or David or anyone will remain as it is. I know them or I don't know them. So when I don't know, it means mind does not know it. It is ignorance. Mind knows them. It is knowledge. So, David, Brandy, and you do not change. You remain as it is. So, knowledge of a particular object or a thing remains as it is. We say knowledge for the sake of knowledge. When we learn knowledge for the sake of a knowledge, we find pure consciousness. We find that canvas. Now come to the same uh, metaphor used by the master. Master says that when there was nothing, there was only pure consciousness. When there was everything, still there is pure consciousness. Only difference that it is hidden. It is unmanifest. It is veiled. So the real self is veiled because of this shape and the size, because of the name and the shape, because of our desires that push us outside. We never try to look inside. We never see inside. So when we don't see inside, we don't see one consciousness. So the first is the canvas. Have you seen that? The paintings are sold in millions of dollars. I don't remember, but I read somewhere that this painting was sold for $1 million. So whether you bought a canvas or you bought a painting, one day this painting will disappear. One day this body will disappear. So what this master says, four stages. The ultimate stage, the pure consciousness. Second stage is the causal stage. There we see the starch. It is starch. So the manifestation, uh, is it in a sleeping stage? I'm in deep sleep. I don't know my name and the form and the gender and the nationality, but it is already present in that. Think of this. It is already present in that unmanifest stage. And then I wake up, mind is active, mind knows who am I by name and the form. So the mind always likes to move outside instead of going deep inside. That is the fourth stage. Or as simply consciousness 24 karat gold. Now it is 23 karat. Manifestation begins is the causal stage. Then you have an 18 karat. And then there is no end to the mixture when this universe we see as dual, as divided, as different, and separate from me. But I am pure consciousness. I am pure consciousness. So think and reflect on any thought that comes to you or any problem that comes to you in your daily life and living. Even question, am I in peace? Yes, I'm in peace. From where this peace comes? So, what is happening from the outermost? We start dropping the mind deep down, step by step. Outermost, I see only the painting. Painting means I see the universe. Universe means that I see the life or the world or the universe with the name, form, time, space. Who explains all this? It is the mind. But how the mind explains, it is the causal stage where it's a non-verbal awareness is there. The Buddha talks about nothingness and emptiness there. So once we maintain that awareness of nothingness, we find we are the pure consciousness. We are the real self. Understand it clearly so that we can go deeper what the master says from the next session. Pure consciousness, canvas, start, causal stage, conception, subtle stage, manifestation, the universe. Water everywhere in an ocean. Before the wave, before we see the waves, we can see the movement in the water. And we can make out, yes, now there is going to be a big wave. So it's better to keep a distance. Same thing. That is what the causal stage is. We have something that triggers some sensation inside before the mind conceives I should hate you or I should like you. Well, because it's very easy to explain in terms of hate and like, they like and dislike. So that's why I'm using the word. Consciousness is there the moment the mind looks at you, the causal stage gives all the impressions to a subtle stage that is mind. So the mind manifests. Okay, you are Brandy, your gender, and your all the information appears. And then we see them at the physical level. We have, say, for example, we have a beautiful painting of the entire group. So behind you, ultimately, there is a canvas. Behind me, there is also a canvas because we all see that painting same way. It is one consciousness is a canvas on which different names in the form appears. So the question that I'm 64 years of age, nothing exists. I have seen people get disturbed. Oh, I'm 65, now I'm senior, so now I've only a few years left. I don't live into that state. So the last point, I again ask you, are you living wisely? You are the highest level of physique when you live wisely. Living wisely means that we are the highest level of a seeker. So the preparatory steps are that I have to check. You listen, you learned, you did so called the non practice, and do you live into the same mode 24 by 7 in your relationship, in your profession, when you go to the kitchen, or when you lie down on the bed? The mind is totally living into that mode. For that, we need not to do any practice. Am I aware or I am not? I'm aware of the painting, the fourth stage. It is bound to bring some form of conflict, duality, and a delusion in your life. You try hard. Not possible to be in a permanent peace because I have already created a duality. So I have to dig deep inside. I have to see the second stage from outside is the subtle mind, why you are running after likes and dislikes, why you are running after the emotional dependence. Why don't you conceive, think, and reflect on the emotional freedom? The moment we start directing the mind in that way, we start going deeper and deeper. And ultimately, we find that pure consciousness. It has no practices required. What practice is required to know the water in the waves? Do you need to practice when you wake up in the morning that I'm David, I'm Brandy? Now let me remember. Let me remember. Before your mind says I am Brandy, before that, that awareness is what the real self is. Before I enter into emotional dependence, that very awareness, which is 24 karat gold, becomes 18 karat in the mind. Then I say, I like you, I love you, I hate you, I dislike you. It is here and now. This is how this master teaches. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Yes, you see that, sometimes the mind does not like to be convinced because it keeps the doubt. It keeps the doubt as it is. What is that doubt? No, you say it is so called non practice, but it is a practice. So, practice means there is a doer and you are doing something. What you are doing? Ask yourself. We have to get rid of that delusion also. I simply told you, close your eyes. Then I say, are you aware of the body? Awareness is not a practice. Understand, my friends. Where do you say awareness? Awareness is not a practice. Now see that the phrase that I will use carefully to get rid of the wrong notion of the mind that I am doing. After all, I am doing. After all, there is no after all. Don't get rid of that kind of a delusion. I am aware of the body and I am jogging. These two are different things. Jogging means I'm doing something. I'm aware of the body. I'm not doing anything. And I've come to the same being comfortable. There are two phrases, being comfortable and becoming comfortable. When you become, you make an effort. When you are in the state of comfort, so what happens now? See that. Are you aware of the neck joint? Pay attention to this. Are you aware of the neck joint? You will answer me when you told me, then I became aware of the neck joint. Yes, it is a subconscious awareness. Otherwise, I already know where the neck joint is. So when you are aware of it, now see, very subtle. So when I am aware of the neck joint, then I use a phrase, I experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So you see, I did something, I became a no, awareness is not doing anything. Just check it. The mind will not accept easily. Another very subtle delusion comes. This mind or ego or I-ness has been living in ignorance for millions of years. Same mind returns to us. So it says, I experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. There is no I. It is the mind only. All experiences takes place in the mind. So when false I is seated in the mind, then it instantly becomes an experiencer, enjoyer. And the moment you have an enjoyer, there has to be a doer. Come on, we are going deeper. You all are seekers. We are simply aware and attentive that there is no doer. See, such a subtle way to know and understand and be aware. When your mind is saying, no, I have many thoughts, my mind is wandering, and you are not able to bypass that wandering stage, so we say be carefree. Mind by default attached to a thought or a feeling or the images. That is why we are carefree. So we are settled comfortably. Being settled, when I say being settled, it is simply an awareness. You all have a different position of the body, and you all are settled comfortably. So you don't give an opportunity of the mind that, okay, let me change the position, then I'll be settled. If you do, you are attached to the body. We're going deeper. Well, the wandering thoughts, let the thought, that is the nature of the mind. It will, many thoughts, uninvited, unwelcome thought enters into the mind and leaves it, it stays there, so everything is okay. You are aware as if your neighbor is driving the car, then park the car, they are making a noise. They are the uninvited, unwelcome thoughts that enters into the mind. It is happening because the mind is now obsessed with the painting. What does it mean? Painting has many objects, non living, living. You see your house, your refrigerator, or your car, non living, and living, your relations, your family. So I'm not saying move the mind within, I'm simply saying you are aware. Awareness is not a practice. So, in the field of awareness, sometimes you have an experience of your own body, you have an experience of your relations, people, non living things. All experiences are taking place in the mind, and I'm carefree. Why? I am not my experience. Hence, I am not an experiencer. I am simply a knower of all the experiences. So when you are a knower of all the experiences, that false ego doesn't come. I can give you just a flash. I am aware body has this sensation. Is it a practice? I am aware uninvited thoughts are there. Am I doing any practice? So when you are aware, you separate. And that separation is discernment. You are aware discernment, dispassion is natural. When the mind has me and mine subconsciously rooted, this mind will always go outside. You do not link this me and the mind. You're not doing anything, you're not controlling. You are simply aware. Neighbor's house, there is no me and mine. You are free. My house, subconsciously we are already attached. My honey, my relation, my car. This me and mine causes the mind to wander. You need to do any practice? No, I'm aware. My house, your house, both are same. Before we go deep into the teachings of this master, we are understanding because he speaks at a very higher level. Again, pay attention. I am simply aware. I'm not using other steps. Otherwise, the mind will say, oh, that is what you mean to say. Do something. Mind is always running, waiting. What it is waiting? To do something. Our masters, we will learn what we say it is a Rajasic guna or activity. Because of the active Rajasic guna or activity, this mind is deluded that I will achieve even the mindfulness by practice. How? By a thought, how the thought contains a wrong notion. I'm not doing anything. So when I'm not doing anything, am I not aware? Yes, I'm aware because I know I'm a seeker. There is an awareness of the body. There is an awareness of the breath. There is an awareness of the thoughts as an intruders. And then there is pure awareness. Check it, reflect on it. Can the awareness be distorted, twisted, destroyed if I have millions of thoughts? If I'm aware of the breath, if I'm aware of the body, if I'm aware of the space all around me, you see the me has come, me and mine. You're also aware of the tricks the mind wants to play. I feel bored, then a lot of thoughts are there, then what? Again, I'm using the metaphor. Nothing happens to the water. You have millions of waves. Nothing happens to the space. You build a skyscraper, you demolish it, you build something else. That is what this awareness is. I'm aware of the pain, I'm aware of the pleasure, I'm aware of the anything and everything. That is not a practice. The moment there is an awareness, and if I see I'm separate, I see clearly that I'm separate. This is what the four stages of metaphor. Painting, any kind of painting, does nothing to the canvas. Any event and situation outside is a name in the form as an individual. That awareness remains as it is. You may have millions of the thoughts, they are separate from you. I have to simply see separation. I'm not saying no, no, separate them. Why I say to separate? They are already separate. I have to know it. I'm aware, you can say I am aware of the body. I'm aware of the sensation, comfort, and steadiness in the body. I'm aware of the discomfort in the body. So, awareness is sensation changes. I'm aware of the breath. Awareness is breath continues to change. Whatever changes is cannot be me. What is never changing identity, that is what I am. I'm aware of the thoughts coming and going as an intruder. Thoughts are changing. Awareness is just secret. Awareness is. Oh, I see the emptiness. Okay, emptiness sometime changes. Awareness is. Word is left, nothing. So there is a nothingness. So now I'm aware of awareness. I am aware of awareness. I'm rephrasing to help your mind to enter deeper. I'm aware of the world. Yes, awareness is. I'm aware of the breath. Yes, awareness is. I'm aware of the thoughts. Yes, awareness is. I'm aware of the nothingness. Yes, now I'm aware of awareness. Because nothing, no object is left. No object is left. We are on the canvas of your consciousness. Awareness is a knower by itself. in our daily life that knower hides, we become the doer and the enjoyer. That is the problem. Let the body do everything. Let the breath continue to flow. Let the mind continue to work. I remain as a knower. That is the meaning of awareness of awareness. When we live into that awareness of awareness, we remain as a knower, no doer, no enjoyer. We are there. That knower is pure consciousness. Doer and the enjoyer is the third stage of a metaphor, supported by the fourth stage. That is the painting. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. Ah, good. How are you? How are you, Stephen?
Good, thank you. Um, this was a busy meditation, um, and busy and not a bad busy. Just a lot going on for me. Um, the second I closed my eyes, the concept of I am the canvas just resonated with me, and therefore anything and everything that was going on was like, nope, this you're not. I'm just the canvas, and so it was if I felt as if my mind was, these Saturday sessions are a lot about the contemplation, reflection, and going to the lesson that you taught. And today was just different because it's as if I got it, but my mind was like, no, we want to talk about this. And and I was like, no, you're just not part of the canvas. So and it went on the entire meditation.
Yeah, yeah. What is very important that the contemplation and reflection should continue. When we reach to the canvas of the pure consciousness, there is no need. Mind says, no, I am already there, so I need not to contemplate and reflect. So that contemplation and reflection drops by itself when we are there. But we get some indication. Outer indications is already there. We are able to maintain that steadiness. We continue to experience the state of calmness, a sense of lightness. They all are there. So that is a most important factor. You see that, I focused on this. I am aware. So when I'm aware, is this a doer or the enjoyer? None. I'm not doing anything, but I'm aware. So when I'm doing something, when I get attached with the body, then the body with the thoughts, and then the past, then the mind says, no, it is time is divided into past, present, and the future. And then the mind says you are separate from the world, and all delusion comes. Yes, that is good. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. The meditation, as always, I love the Saturday um, thing, but it was just awareness was how I was operating right from the beginning, and I was aware of um, your words. I wasn't attached to them. I was aware of the space, and it was just very simple and deep because of that general awareness.
Yeah, yeah, simple and deep. Yeah, that indicates that we have gone deeper. How are you, Jerry?
Good. Namaste. Thank you. The awareness and the space are the same. I see. And then from the awareness and the space, the knowledge sees that all the activities, all the mind stuff, all the experiences can come and go and will, but the space and the awareness stay the same.
Beautiful. You see that is what one principle. Whatever is changing, I am not. So I'm simply aware what is changing. I need not to change. So I was no, whether I can say I was waiting that the moment I see I'm aware of the body, it is a change. So it is 18 carat. And that awareness is 24. Let me live into that. Now the body has a pain. Yes, it is 18 carat. I'm 24. We have to use the simply through the contemplation and reflection. How are you, Terry?
Well, I hope I can be heard.
You
Uh,
laughing?
I feel like I achieved little glimpses behind the veil,
Good.
but I was aware of functions of the body that are distracting me with it. They're not operating with ease.
Yeah.
But I touched on some calm and some dispassion, and I feel like I learned a little bit.
Good.
I always feel that way on Saturday. Um, I had a question. I don't know if it's really important, if it really matters, about the emptiness and awareness. The what do you call it? The I forget what you call the large true aware universal. I can't find the word. That awareness, when that comes into being in the emptiness, is
Yeah.
is duality already pre-
Yes, yes, you are coming closer to it. As long as we are aware that emptiness is different from me, I am one step left. So the moment I'm aware that this emptiness is different from me, I'm still in the duality.
what about
And this
the
emptiness merges into the awareness. It is what is known as the highest state of mindfulness. Objectless state means I found the subjective reality. As long as even if emptiness remains as an object,
oh
did you get it? Yes,
yeah,
yes, I could see. You see, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Ah, yes. How are you, Brandy?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you. I was, mainly in the state of awareness, and then at the end, I had this thought that I think there was a movie. I think it was Freaky Friday, where you could trade places with somebody.
Freaky Friday. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, I was thinking about how weird it would be to be in the state of awareness and be able to observe somebody else's body and thoughts. Like, because that's what we essentially do with ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And so that's what I think in Freaky Friday, like a mother and a daughter traded places or something. And then they had that experience of, yeah, Dree's nodding. So they had that experience of, oh my gosh, I see what it's like to be in this body or in this mind. And it helped me sort of understand the separateness of that, like being in that space of awareness because you're not, I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah. 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 The moment you say that it is a separation, means it is a discernment, means I am aware that everything around me is changing. And the very change, awareness of the change, withdraws my mind from the change to the changeless. That is the meaning I am aware. That is the meaning I am the knower. That is the meaning I am neither the doer nor the enjoyer. I'm always happy when you see that when Terry smiles. Oh yes, that is good. How are you, Rakesh?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I love you all. It's not only Terry. So don't mistake it. That creates me and mine. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Today, sir, I was moving in and out. In means when I will go into the emptiness and silence, and again come out, again go back into that. So this was going on during the meditation today.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. One day it will help us that when the subtle me in the mind drops, the mind will be absorbed into, merges into the awareness. The mind is like a wave, it merges into a water. How are you, Vaibhav?
Sir, I'm good. It's like that emptiness, the clean state of mind is the starting point for me. So from there, I start with everything, and everything comes after that. So whenever something is coming, I can come back to that clean state, and it is a new beginning for me. So it was clear, clean.
Good. That's another good explanation that, just 1 hour session going to finish in few minutes, then there is a next activity. But that awareness inside, that knower does not change. That knower remains the same. That knower is not the body. That knower is not the breath. That knower is not the mind. That knower is not a thought. Everything is constantly changing. How are you, Samir?
Sir, it was very relaxing. And before the meditation, I thought that I will not take interest in any of the thoughts which comes during the meditation. So I became totally. I remembered what you told me uh, long back. You used to tell me that we should take sankalpa before doing meditation. That I
Yeah,
remembered some words of yours,
yeah,
and I didn't take any interest, and thoughts were passing. And after some time, they all thought stopped. Nothing was there. And
yeah. He was doing meditation with me privately. So I said there should sankalpa means an intention or an aspiration. So before doing any meditation, you say, okay, this, as long as I am doing or I'm in meditation, I will, what Samir was saying, that I will not take interest in any thought, feeling. So when you do it, it fruitens, it blossoms during the practice of meditation because you have that intention. So that is a part. I will talk about it. How are you, Shok?
Namaste, sir.
You see, Namaste, sir. Namaste, sir. Yes.
All
You
good,
look
sir.
frozen, but anyhow, good, good. Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
Ha, sir. Good, peaceful.
Well, very peaceful. You see, he appeared frozen in a video call, and that is what happens to our life. We are frozen, and then we have attention, anxiety, duality, and a conflict. So please go through and contemplate and reflect this one and the last two sessions. Be very clear, contemplate and reflect on the metaphor. We will go to the next step, what the master is saying. Thank you. That is all for today. Thank you.
Namaste,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir,
Namaste.
Thank you.
namaste.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Namaste, sir.